So the beginning of this video should have had how to do the poof. If you need to just learn how to do a poof, that's going to be in a separate video as well. But this is going to now be to do the show bun with the poof already there. So what I'm going to do to start out is I'm going to brush the dancer's hair and make sure there's no tangles. There's a lot of static, but that's okay. And then you're just gonna do a really high ponytail. So I don't want to disrupt the poof too much. If it gets messed up a little bit, that's totally fine. There's ways to kind of fix that in the end, but you're just going to gradually brush their hair to get it all the way to the top of their head. So you can see I have the bobby pins here. I want the ponytail pretty much right up next to them. So it's going up really high. You can also have the dancer like flip their head over and try and work their hair up that way if that's easier. If they're older, they can probably get the ponytail up kind of high, but you want to make sure that these sides are nice and flat. You don't want to have any bumps in them. So brushing through helps a lot. And then just kind of working the hair up nice and flat. I will try and like, maybe if I can get fancy with this, like put a link to the brushes that I use, if I can find them. And that might help you a little bit more, I guess. Sorry if I hurt you. I hope
No, you're fine.
Okay. So I think this looks pretty straight, or flat, I guess. And then I'm just kind of still working it all the way up, and the hair starts to kind of move on its own up there. And now that it's all the way up, I'm just going to take a normal hair tie, whatever you like to use. Make sure it is pretty thick. It doesn't need to be really thick, but it just holds the dancer's hair in there because this is the base for the bun, so you don't want it to go anywhere. And then wrap it around as many times as it will for a ponytail. You just don't want any loose ponytails, but you also don't want to give them a headache while they're dancing. Alright, so that looks pretty good. Everything's relatively straight. It's okay if there's some little bumps back here, but you just don't want like it to be really bumpy. And then I like to grab this really top, here I'm going to turn your head, section right here of the ponytail, and just pulling it upwards will help it get right into that spot. Alright, you're good. Sorry if you can hear my roommates in the background. Alright, so we've got the ponytail. Poof's still looking good. Again, if it gets messed up, we'll fix it in the end. And then what I'm going to take is, I would call this a medium-sized donut. I would match it to the dancer's hair. This is mine, that's why it's blonde. But so for Annie, I would have gotten her like a brown one. If you can't find it in their exact color, that's alright. But if they have really thin hair, you need to make sure it's definitely their hair color because it might show through at some points. So you don't want to have like a brown donut with a blonde hair. So I would say this is about a medium-sized one. You don't want a super small one. You don't want a really big one. This is the perfect size for these buns. And then all you're going to do, you can find them at like Sally's, sometimes Walmart, or Walgreens, maybe Walmart, I don't know. You're just going to put your fingers in the hole, take the ponytail, and pull it all the way through. I'll take like 2 bobby pins and just kind of anchor it down, and that helps it so that it doesn't feel like it's like shaking when they're dancing. And I just do it on the sides. If they feel like it's shaking more, then you can put a couple more bobby pins in, but they shouldn't really feel it too much. And then what you're going to do is I'll have you tilt your head down a little bit. You're going to just take half the hair and spread it nice and even all the way around this bun. You'll be able to feel where it needs more hair, where it needs less hair. You just want it to be nice and even and pretty. And then you're going to take one more hair tie. It doesn't matter the colors of these hair ties. You won't see them. And you're just going to fold your hands over it. I'll turn you right here. You can see that looks nice and gorgeous. And pull the hair tie over the hair one time. You can kind of move it so that the hair tie starts to fall in place. Some dancers with really thick hair, you're not going to be able to pull the hair tie over one more time. Try to, though, and try to not get any hair. There we go. And twist it just like you would a ponytail and pull it through one more time. These donuts can condense into your hands, so use that to your advantage when pulling through, because they'll always form back to shape. So now you can see it's not as even right now. That's okay. You're gonna just kind of pull at it a little bit and refix the hair. So there's like kind of a blonde spot right here. I'm just gonna move the hair around and fluff it out. It doesn't need to be super tight to the bun. It can definitely have like some volume to it. Makes it look really pretty. Just turn it all the way around. You do want it to be even, though. Let's see here. Cool. If you want it to be really tight, that's fine, but I like my buns to kind of have some fluff to them. All right, so that's what a finished product bun should look like. Like flinging your hair around. All right, so then I'm going to take the hair that was like kind of pulled over this poof and just pull it to the side so that there's none of that over there. And then this is where it can kind of get a little tricky. You're just going to section it into 2 even sections in your hand and work one section at a time. So you want to smooth it out. What you do is just take the hair, make sure I got it all in this section, and start twisting. And twist whatever the way the hair is going to move around. So if I twisted over this way, I would start wrapping the hair this way to the counterclockwise. I'm twisting it towards the bun and I'm going clockwise with it. So I'm just wrapping it around itself and moving it around the bun. I'm going to start taking bobby pins and pinning the twist to the scalp and just push it in. And you're gonna go over, I have a section of hair over here that's still down. You're gonna leave that down and you're just gonna twist over it. Keep pinning as you walk around the hair. Use a lot of bobby pins for this, so feel free to buy a lot. They get lost too. This is just kind of like trial and error, especially even when I'm just doing someone's hair randomly. Like, you just kind of gotta find what the hair is wanting to work with. This isn't always perfect. You may need to do it a second time. Like this little piece right here, I'll tuck it in again later. I've got quite a few right here that I'm just gonna try and pin underneath. So that's okay that it's still kind of messy right now. You can fix it. I'm going to take this second section that I have over here, make sure it's nice and smooth. I'm going to start twisting it, but I'm going to twist the opposite direction of the first one I started with. And it's going to cover these little flyaways right here, so that's okay that they're there. But I do need to grab. When I first start twisting, I like to anchor a bobby pin right at that initial twist. And when I'm putting them in, I'm not putting them just directly straight back into the hair. I'm pinning them kind of horizontal and down, if that makes sense. So I'm going with the twist when I'm pinning them in. So instead of going straight into this twist, I'm going to pin towards the poof. And I'm still grabbing hair from the bottom and pushing in. I'm at the very end of her hair. And with this, I do want to pin it straight back because this piece is going to want to kind of fall out a little bit. So this is where you want to anchor a lot of bobby pins. I'm going to take just the rest of my bobby pins and kind of go around and see where I need more pinning. So if there's flyaways at the top of where the twist is, like this one, I'm pinning them down and I'm pinning them into the bun. You're not gonna see it. These back ones back here that are kind of flying out, I'm just gonna move them in the direction of the twist and pin them down. Oh boy, we lost a twist here. Sometimes if their hair is really thick It can be harder to get these twists done. You just gotta kind of work with what you got and find what works. You can try adding another hair tie to it to hold it down. I don't really recommend that, but if that's the only way you can get it to work, then by all means, go for it.
Do you ever use different size bobby pins, or do you generally
Definitely. I could use some bigger ones. These bigger ones, called bun wigs, or bun pin, I don't know, I call them wig bobby pins because I use them when I do wigs. You can definitely, with thicker hair, that's such a good idea, use them to pin these down. Because these are like industrial bobby pins. They are going to anchor it in there. So yeah, if your dancer has thick hair, get these bobby pins. I have thin hair, so I don't really think about it, you know. And the twist does not have to look beautiful. It's okay if it kind of has these little flyaways, that's fine. You're gonna hairspray it. It's all gonna be there. It's all pulled away. I know with one of our dancers, she has super long and super thick hair. When it comes to me twisting her hair, it's just trying to get it all in there. But yeah, these are actually looking really well. Good job, Amy.
Yeah.
That was nice. Good thing I had them too. That's amazing. Alrighty. That's looking pretty good. It's also going to get covered up with hairspray, like I said. So like, I would hairspray this completely. This is done. This looks great. If this gets messed up like the poof, again, you just kind of pull it out, fluff it out a little bit so it's nice and even again. I would hairspray all of this up and maybe even take a bobby pin or two. Sometimes they have little baby hairs down there and they really fall out towards the neck. Put a couple bobby pins here, that would be fine. And then I would bobby pin maybe around here just a little bit. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these little hairs she has by her ear and I'm just going to pull them out. If you have time before the fesh, or make time, yeah, before the fesh, you can even pull more. She doesn't have too many, so I'm not going to pull a lot. But curl them. It's super cute when they're curled. It's like these hairs, I would probably bobby pin. I'll probably bobby pin them now.
Do you have a specific hairspray you like best? Or not really, just extra hold?
Yeah. Anything that's like a strong hold. Tresemme has like the 5 max holders, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Theirs is really good. It pretty much just like freezes your hair in place. So that one's a good one. If you're looking for like one that's like kind of cheap or whatever, I would go with that. Anything that just has like a max hold is really going to hold everything down. If they have thin hair though, you don't need a max hold, something medium. You don't want their hair to look like it's like frozen to the head. You just want all these little flyaways to kind of be gone. So then I'm going to look at the front of the poof. It's still looking pretty good. One side might be a little bit lower than the other. That tends to happen with a lot of people's hair if they have like a cowlick and one side's a little bit higher. I'll have you face the camera. With hers, this left side is looking a little bit bigger, so all I'm going to do is kind of pull it back a little bit and then just pin and hold it down right behind it. Now it's looking a little bit more even. And that's it. There's quite a few little flyaways, but yeah. So I just spray everything nice and tight. If I'm at the fesh, have me check it. If not, I'm sure it looks beautiful. Have Annie check it. It's gonna look fine, just as long as it doesn't move. I have everybody shake their head before they go. Does it feel pretty tight in there?
Perfect.
Cool. If not, just pin wherever they say it feels loose. It should be fine, especially with those like big industrial bobby pins. They work really well. But yeah, I think that's about it. If you have questions, comment below, and if we put it on YouTube, I guess. I don't know. Or text me. But